everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody is having a pleasant Thursday today. Today, as you can see, we're back to Rogue Galaxy. The last time I played Rogue Galaxy was a couple of weeks ago at this point. And if you weren't there for that stream, I reached a point where we had to fight a boss solo with our new party member. And I have the sinking feeling that we're horrendously underleveled for that fight. Because I can only manage chip damage while the boss kills me in 3 hits. So, today's stream is going to be dedicated mostly probably to grinding, buying new equipment, also exploring out the rest of the map. Hold on. I forgot I need to take care of my AC unit right quick. Alright, I'm back. So that's what I was saying. This stream is going to be dedicated to leveling up our characters, getting some new equipment, maybe synthesizing some things, and then trying that boss again, see if we have better luck. So, without further ado, now, I don't know how high level it expects me to be. I don't even know if the boss is supposed to be this hard, if I'm doing it wrong somehow. I don't know. Story. Jaster and the crew find themselves in trouble with Gale, a Mirardi clan officer, as they search for the Great Tablet. Gale has gained influence by dealing with business surrounding the tablet, and is set on gaining charge over the mining town he currently resides in. Deego and Gale, old friends whose relationship has been stretched to the breaking point, prepare to settle their differences by force. Gale being the boss, Deego being the party member I'm forced to fight him with. This guy right here, this dog man. Now it says I need to go there, but really what it means is I need to take this elevator. So I'll be back here when I'm good and ready. But for now, I guess we'll just go ahead and try to clear out some of these mines. I'm not sure I'm supposed to get up to those upper levels though. Was there a way for me to put the map over screen? I don't think there was. Like you see those 2 parallel paths overlapping that? I don't know how to get up there. I'm just gonna...
We gotta catch up with Gale. We can deal with the rest later.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go this way and try to remember how to play the video game.
Let's go.
Here they come.
Right. Okay. So you can only damage these guys by hitting their head, I think.
Deego! Deego!
Never did.
You all right?
AoEs do not affect these guys.
Battle is a matter of luck. We must retain our modesty.
Are any of these... Let me check to see if any of this equipment is max level as well. Yeah, this one's mastered. I'm kind of afraid to... Actually, I can combine those together. The shining spine, the shining horn. Maybe it'll give me the shining skull. Wouldn't that be cool? Do you think we're ever gonna get a cutscene with this frog guy again? Or is he just gonna stay in our... Is he just gonna stay in our, inventory the whole time? Ooh, the Rising Soul? What does that do? A sword charged with the power of the scorching sun. Its blade is burning hot. Okay. Tyrant Blaster and... I could have sworn the other gun was ready. Right, okay. Here, take the Binding Frost as well. The Callisto Shooter. A gun that fires powerful destructive beams. Its limited range makes it ideal for close combat. What? Limited range? Okay. Yes. Well. Dang. Keep the Rising Soul for you. this max? Yes, it is. I can combine Cosmo Talisman's Deep Aquas. The Sneaks and the Stars. Sneaks. Give them the stars. Put these together and you get... Come on, I need some Raycons. Prime Sneakers X. I don't know why I said Raycons. Those are headphones. Well-worn shoes made of comfortable tan Yago hide. Easy to move around in. Okay. And then what was the other thing that she has? Talismans. And aquas. Take these. Lamia's fangs. Mysterious weapons said to have been crafted from pieces of a fallen meteorite. Okay, pretty neat. I'll give those to her right now. Need equipment. Hey guys, remember when we went to that factory and it gave us nothing useful? I remember doing that. Okay, let's get some revelation in here as well while we're in the menus. If there is any revelation to do, there's not. We don't have any socks yet, so. Is there anything else I can do while I'm here? I guess I could go to the factory, or I could, but will I? No. What I need to do is save the game, and then continue on our way.
We've got to stop Gale.
And you know what? We could check up on our... We could check up on our cage. I'm trying to catch a rare insectoid. It's said to be here. I put it right over here.
The mines are dangerous. Go prepared.
No, I was right there. Come on.
Let's get this over with fast.
Here they come.
I don't know why I think aerials are going to help. Like, why jumping first is somehow going to give me a stronger attack.
Piece of cake.
I've been playing too many platform fighters lately, I think.
That was a cinch.
Please be in here. Oh no! Whatever. It's supposed to be in. There's supposed to be like an epic insector in here. I guess you need to get to it faster. Do I have enough bait left. It eats, what is it that I kept feeding it? There's some sort of crystal. I thought it was this firestone. No, wait. It's some sort of red stone. I don't think I have any more, unless it was rubies. I think it eats rubies. I don't remember. This guy up here has something to say about it. I think.
I hope Angela perks up a little.
He's like, there's a legendary insector that eats beans. There's a special insector on the observation deck where you can see the moon. I've never seen it myself, though. I heard it likes the Stella something or other. So is this not the observation deck? Where you can see the moon? Unless there's another observation deck that I don't know about. Yeah, I think I fed it my last Stella crystal. Oh, there it is. There's one. I have one Stella crystal left. And I'm only kind of sure that this is the observation deck he's talking about.
We've got to stop Gale. Let's get this over with fast.
I'll take you on. Deego! Deego!
Yeah, it really is just the same damage on the ground and in the air. There's no reason to jump. I'm just obsessed with doing short hop aerials.
Gale. I can't let him get away with this.
Okay, so this is the Daytron view, and this is the spaceport view. So it could be talking about the other observation deck, but the moon is clearly right here on this one. I mean, you can't see the moon here. Right? I mean, no moon. I'm gonna try one more time to catch this stupid thing. I think the trick is just being more on top of the ball, like on the ball with it. Checking my inventory constantly to see if the thingy's going off. Because there's clearly something grabbing the bait. Maybe it needs to be like here.
I can't let him get away with this.
I don't know. Do you think it matters where I put it? Also, I should probably feed the ones that are in here right now. Rimuru, how are you doing? Need to eat food. I'm sorry. Here you go. Hambone is feeling nice now. I don't know what that red angry face means. I hope that doesn't mean it's mad at me. Please work. Okay. So now we place that there and we wait.
Let's hurry. Gale is in the mine.
Here's what we do. After every encounter, we check our menu.
Let's get this over with fast.
I'll take you on.
Now will... Okay, he will. He will use the barrier break automatically. I just need you to do it again. I keep
Deego!
thinking about calling him Bond. I know that's not his name. Jaster, please. I can do this myself.
Deego!
Leave this side to me.
I think I just assaulted the stairs right there. I forgot my grab button. What's my grab
I
button?
have no pity for those who obstruct me.
Yeah, see, I have to come here every time to check to see if I got a bite. Now that that's out of the way, we can go ahead and actually go back to the mine. You can see there's some unexplored territory down there. Let's just go from the start all the way down. Now, I know last time I said that this is the opposite of what I want to do from now on.
We've got to stop
But in this
Gale.
particular case, I feel like we're grinding anyway. I might as well. But I promise, after this dungeon, I'm just going point A to point B. Because this game's gonna take too long if I try to explore everywhere.
The Great Tablet is deeper in, at the core.
Feel free to show up anytime you want. There you go.
Here they come.
You think I'm gonna go easy?
Kasala, come back.
That's the end of that.
Let's go downwards first.
We'll just have to pretend like we belong here.
Let's go.
You think I'm gonna go easy?
Deego!
I have no pity for those who obstruct me.
Hey, an alluring lamp. I think I needed one of those. One of us did. Yeah, there it is. Fire resistance up.
Gale, I never thought I'd be ending it like this.
We have
with
to say
you.
Orth. The gangsters aren't that bad as long as you know how to interact with them. Hold on, let me reread that. The gangsters aren't that bad as long as you know how to interact with them. There you go.
Let's get this over with fast.
You think I'm gonna go easy?
Ha! Looks like they picked on the wrong crew.
I've been forgetting to check my bug already. Okay, it hasn't bitten yet. I saw that this just maxed out. Both of these maxed out, actually, so you know what that means. It's frog time. The Golden Crest. A pricey battle axe with a golden blade. Covers all angles, preventing enemies from escaping. Didn't I already have this? Brave Slugger X. Standard equipment for Deego's right arm. Small, high-speed, rapid-fire Gatling gun. Doesn't look much different from what I had before. Actually, I didn't even check the stats. I don't remember what the old stats looked like, but I'm pretty sure This is at least on par. So
We stick out like sore thumbs. Let's go.
crap.
I'll take you on.
Oh, he's dead. Do I have revives? Yes, I do. Okay.
Sorry.
So you may have seen, or maybe you were wondering where I've been for a week or so.
That's how you get it done.
And in case you don't follow my Twitter, which you likely don't, I have 7 followers on Twitter. I was at a convention
This is the best approach.
for 4 days last week. Specifically, I was at Anime Matsuri
I'll take you on.
in Houston
You think I'm gonna go easy?
with some friends of mine. And it was a pretty good time, you know, as far as cons go. I'd say it's not my favorite con ever, Anime Matsuri. I've been to better, but you know, I was with friends this time, or I've been with friends on every con I've gone to, but the point is, you know, regardless of the quality of the con itself, it's always a good time with like friends, you know.
We stick out like sore thumbs.
The Morality Guards keep watch around here. The Morality Guards keeping watch around here keep a pretty tight cap on folks entering and leaving the mines. Well, they don't give a flip about what we're actually doing inside. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It was good.
I'll take you on.
And we had a good time. But I don't know, it just, well, we also didn't get to go to many panels. We got to see the Artist Alley and the exhibition hall plenty though. That's where we spent most of our time. I don't mind that either, because you know, my favorite parts of a convention are seeing the cosplay and looking at art, things like that.
Who obstruct me.
But yeah, getting there was a little bit of a headache.
I can't guarantee the two of you will come back alive. You'd best be prepared.
Because I was carpooling with my friend who is not used to driving in the city.
I'll take you on.
So
Let's get this over with fast.
when we actually reached Houston,
I'm losing it.
it got a little stressful for both of us. Let's say that. Because you know, in Houston, I don't know if you've ever been to Houston yet, but it's all one-way streets. It's like, or downtown Houston is all alternating one-way streets. Which can make getting where you want to go a little bit of a chore. Can this please work? Thank you. Which can make it a little bit of a chore if you're not used to, you know, doing that.
You alright?
Which we weren't. You know, because we got there and it's like, our GPS is telling us one thing and we're not exactly sure where the GPS is telling us to go, and then we miss the parking garage that we were supposed to go into. And on top of that, it was raining. Like, we got in there and it started raining, which didn't add to our, or which didn't alleviate the situation. In fact, it made it a lot worse, as you might guess. But we eventually made it, and
we have the willpower. We can get through this.
well, actually,
We don't have time to
we
fool
made it
around.
to the parking garage.
Let's
Right,
go.
we got in there,
You think I'm gonna go easy?
but I need to take this one thing at a time. I mean, I have plenty of time to explain. I'm not quite adept at playing video game and explaining story at the same time yet.
Not good.
Is he dead? Please stay alive.
Damn it. It won't stop coming.
Blocking me nothing anymore. Okay, so we finally get to the parking garage after growing a couple more gray
For those who
hairs,
obstruct
right?
me.
But we're still a few blocks away from the hotel.
The enemy's as serious as we
So
are.
before we even consider bringing any luggage with us, we're like, okay,
I'll
well,
take you on.
let's just find out where the hotel is first, right? Let's locate the hotel and then come back for the luggage. And it was still raining. So we exit the parking garage and we walk down. We walk down the street to the hotel. We check in, and we get into this
That's the end
tiny
of that.
room, right? We get our hotel room. And listen, I'm not like a snob or anything when it comes to like
All
hotel
this
rooms
running
or whatever.
Reminds me of
but-
military drills.
For the price of this room, which wasn't cheap, it was like
Just keep coming.
it was like a college dorm, but a little smaller. You know, very cozy. It didn't even have a microwave. No microwave. No fridge. It did at the very least have ceiling lights, which not all hotel rooms have. I mean, I'll give them that. The view was, you know, you could take it or leave it. But very small. So we get to our very small hotel room. And then, you know, we're like, okay,
I needed that.
it's time to go back. You know, we still need our stuff. Thankfully, we don't plan on cosplaying that day, because that was still the first day of the con. We didn't plan on getting in costume that day, so we only had to bring our luggage and not our costumes. You gotta use the elevator in the back to get to the lower levels. We head on back, still raining. Grab our luggage, still raining.
Gotta
We
stop
trudge
Gale.
through the rain. Step in a couple puddles. Oh man, I can't wait until quitting time so I can get a drink. A glass after work is the best.
Here they come.
Alright, I have to hit the top. AI not understand how to break guards?
Not good.
So where was I? Right, so we end up getting to the hotel, and by this time, like, we have our luggage, and by this time we're wet and exhausted, and we're like, you know what? Let's just hang back. Let's just chill out for a bit. Maybe wait for the rain to pass, dry off, you know. So that's what we did. We just sort of let ourselves chill out for a while. Because we had a bit of an adventure that we didn't expect that first day. 84 to 77, dude? Let's go! Alright, who did we just... Look at all of these losers. Mila Menkal, Olshine CZ, Wild Shark, Rosina Almaviva, SY Doppler, Joffrey Punk, Mufred Lacan, George Orzak, Largo Figaro. Suck it. Get dunked on. Absolutely pathetic performance from them. I mean, we really started from the bottom, and look at us now. So can I go this way? No.
I can't guarantee the two of you will come back alive.
Mad on Ford.
You'd best be prepared.
Why would it make it look like that? Surely there's a way, right? Maybe there's another elevator somewhere. But yeah, we get to the hotel. I think we watched some, I don't know, we put on like... What was on? I think there was like Despicable Me playing or something. I don't know. We watched something for a while on television.
These similarities. Mine has got it rough.
And then we ended up going to the, or actually, wait. No. There was another hiccup. There was another hiccup after that. Right, so get this, right? So, we're chilling out. We're getting ready to leave. And
Let's get this over with.
I don't know what prompted us to do so. But, oh, right. So I said we parked in the parking garage. And we wanted to see what the rate was. To park there. Because we didn't check beforehand. We just drove in. And, you know, it didn't say one way or the other. So we go to the website for the parking garage. I look at the ticket that it gave me when we came in.
I have no pity for
And it
those
turns
who
out
obstruct me.
that the parking garage that we parked in was a private office building, or it was for private office parking. And if you weren't an employee there, you would definitely get towed for parking in there. So, we called them up, and we were like, hey, can we get permission to be here? Because we don't work here, and we parked here thinking it was a parking garage.
Let's go.
Here they come.
And they're like, yeah, we'd have to talk to the manager about that to get you express permission. And we're like, you know what? Let's just park somewhere else. So we were like, to move this car? And he's like, yeah. So we had to walk back out. It's like drizzling. It's like a light drizzle by now, so it's not too bad. But like, we were already tired of this, you know. So it was like, oh, whatever, you know. We don't want to get towed.
I never thought I'd be ending it like this with you.
So we go and move the car to a closer parking garage that's across from the hotel.
I'll take you on.
And we walk into the garage and we look around, and it's only then that we realize, man, this parking garage really does look like a fancy office building. Like, this sure does look nice for a parking garage. And in retrospect, like, yeah, it did look a little bit too fancy. And we felt a little silly after that. But we moved the car, and then we finally went to the convention on the first day. Which we had plans to go to, like, panels and all that stuff. But at that point, we were both just like, yeah, I just kind of want to register and look around for a little bit. And then go back to the hotel. Because we were both tired. But, so that's what we did. And, you know, it was basically just housekeeping at that point. We got registered, you know, got our...
Let's go.
Got our lanyards and our passes. And we just sort of got a lay of the land. Which is important for Anime Matsuri, apparently, because according to my friend who had gone there last year, they have a history of making their layout as inconvenient as possible. Actually, you know what? The adventures that day do not stop there, because we have a story about finding the artist alley. And for those who have not gone to a convention before, the artist alley is basically a designated area for artists to go to, or a designated area for artists to set up their booth for people to go and buy art from them. And at Anime Matsuri, they decided that the artist alley should be on the 3rd floor and only accessible via a very specific escalator. Which is like pretty terrible for the artists, being sequestered off in some obscure corner. But it's also confusing for the visitors, because it's not very obvious where you have to go, right? Because on the map, it just says it's on the 3rd floor.
Let's get this over with fast.
So you end up taking an escalator, but come to find out that that escalator doesn't take you to the artist alley. It takes you to the K-pop concert area. Which, yes, they do have a K-pop concert area there. We did not indulge in the K-pop ourselves, but it was an option.
We're in bad shape. What should we do?
Have max heals. We do. We have 1 max heal. But we get up there, right? Me and my friend, we get up there, and like, where's the art at? I thought this is where the artist alley was. And thankfully, to our rescue was a furry cop, and I'm not joking. It was a guy in like an FBI outfit, like FBI, or more like SWAT gear, I guess. Well, I don't know. Like it was like police gear. They had like a Kevlar vest and stuff, but they also had like furry tail and ears. And I thought this guy was like a real cop. Like he was, like I thought he was venue security. But I saw him later in the week, and it just turns out that was like a cosplay.
Come on, let's hurry.
Of some sort. It was a weird choice for a cosplay, but you know, whatever. But anyway, this furry cop is up here, and he clearly has gone through the rounds before. And he's like, hey, you guys looking for the artist alley? We're like, yes, we are, actually. They're like, yeah, so you're gonna have to go back downstairs, take that elevator downstairs, and then go up the farthest escalator, because it's on the other side of this wall, like, it's on the other side of this room, but the room is split with a partition, so you're gonna need to go up the escalator. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then there's another couple of venue goers there.
We'll just have to.
They're like, you're going to the artist alley too? Like, yeah. It's like, okay, we'll go together. We'll figure out where we're going together.
Let's go.
And we get in the elevator, and it like lurches, like it closes, and then it does like a little lurch action. Like, and then it doesn't move. And we're both sitting there, and we're all sitting there like, okay, elevator, you're gonna work, or, and then we're all like, nah, hell no, we're not using this elevator, we're getting out of here. So we get out of the elevator, and we find stairs that we think will take us to the right place. But halfway down, we realize we're in the fire escape, and you can't go back out the way you came in the fire escape. You have to exit the building if you're in the fire escape. We were like, oh, no. Oh, damn. How are we gonna get out of this one? And we consider going out the door, but we're like, is this gonna trigger the fire alarm, or like what? Like, are we supposed to be here? But we end up having to climb over to like a parallel flight of stairs
Not good.
to actually get to an unlocked door. And thankfully we don't set off a fire alarm or anything like that. And we all make it out of there. But it was just ridiculous. Because we were just trying to find the artist alley, and we end up in the back rooms of Anime Matsuri. And we did find...
We have the willpower. We can get through this.
Okay, we got a signal. I've been forgetting to check. Hopefully it hasn't escaped yet. Please tell me it hasn't escaped. This is our only chance. Please be there. Please be there. Everybody cross your fingers. Shut up, Jelly Man. I have something important to do.
Let's get this over with fast. Duster,
still has his barrier up. Yeah, I can't just throw me a bone.
Leave this side to me.
Got him. Okay.
All right.
Please. Yes, we did it! We did it! We caught an Insector. Please be the rare one. The gum roller. Ooh. Oh, look at him! Look at him! You're going in there. Let's gawk at our new bug friend. We almost have a team, chat. Mint. Look at him. A famous defender, never forgetting its buddies. Is it rolling dung or its own fate? Well, 18, 11, 26, 10. I don't know if this is the rare one that I was looking for, but it's the one we got. In fact, it kind of blows a little bit. It's kind of bad. How often do these things need to be fed, by the way? Often. Wow, these things need to be fed all the time. Can I feed you like a ruby? Do you like that? I'll treat you guys to celebrate. Eat rubies, everyone. Are these all female? Okay, we have a male and a female. What do the rollers do, though? There was like... There was a whole list of what they did. I think it was at the arena, though. Anyway, we got an Insectron. So, mission accomplished. Anyway, where was I with the con story? We were at, right, we went to the... We went to the Artist Alley, and we enjoyed our day there. And that's actually where that day ended. That was all the excitement we could take, I guess. And then we went back to the hotel and took a load off. Not every day was as hectic as that. Although the following days did come with their own hiccups. Like, we were a party of 6, right? But me and my friend got there first. Actually, we were a party of 7. But, the other
I never expected
5
such a
folks
place.
that we were waiting on, they got there later than we did. They got there at like 3 o'clock.
Sure is dusty in here.
They got there 3 o'clock the next day. So we only ended up seeing them for a little bit. And also, they show up at 3. And then we meet them
Gotta catch up with
in
Gale.
the,
We can deal with the rest later.
we meet them in the exhibition hall. And we get to see him for a little bit, right? We're like there checking out the lightsabers. And then they have to go back to their hotel because they forgot something there. And then they text us like, hey guys, we're gonna end up just not coming back because we have to take care of some things up here. And we're like, well, damn. That's unfortunate. So we got to see him for maybe like an hour total that day. But the next 2 days, we actually, for realsies, got to travel as a party. And we had a good time. One of our friends in the extended party cosplayed as Millennia, Blade of Mikola from Elden Ring, and predictably, he got a lot of requests for pictures because the costume looked great.
I can't let him get away with this.
It wasn't fully custom made. He bought some parts off of the like he bought the parts and he arranged them together, and it looked really good. And also, it's a character that people recognize from a game that's really popular. So he ended up getting a lot of requests. Like, excuse me, can I take a picture with you? Sorry, you look great. And the funny thing is, Millennia is a female character, but our friend who was cosplaying as her is a dude, and Millennia wears a helmet. So until people hear him speak, they don't realize that he's a dude.
Give me a break. These guys are too strong.
So there are a lot of instances where somebody's like, hey, can I get a picture? And then he's like, of course, sure. And then they're like, oh, that's a dude. Whoa, hey. It's like, yep. But you're having second thoughts now. But yeah, we ended up. I mean, I think it was a bit of a blessing, right? Because a blessing and a curse. Because we got stopped a lot, but also it gave us plenty of time to like stop and actually take in the convention. Because a lot of the time we just like walk through like really fast. We don't really get to experience it as much as we'd like to.
Damn. Out of luck. All right.
So it gave me, at least it gave me time to like stop and look around and see if there were any passing cosplays I wanted to take a picture of. Although that kind of bit me in the butt at some point, because like I saw a cosplay I wanted to take a picture of, and then me and my friend went over there to help me take a picture. And then we turned back, and then the group is gone. And we spent like the next 30 minutes trying to figure out where they were, and they don't answer their cell phone. So it was a little frustrating linking back up, but we found them. But yeah, most of the weekend the rest of the weekend ended up being uneventful in terms of like things going
I can't let
on.
him get away with
Thankfully.
this.
Let's get this over with fast.
But we had a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of cool cosplays. Again, I posted the pictures of that on my Twitter. If you're not following my Twitter, I would request that you do, if only for stream announcements. When I announce when I start streaming, and if I happen to cancel my stream for any reason. But on Twitter, I posted pictures of myself in my Richter cosplay
No challenge at all.
with some other costumes I saw that I thought were really cool looking. I think the standout one was this group of 3 Smash Brothers cosplayers. I think it was a Link, a Meta Knight, and a DDD. And they were playing like Smash Brothers music on a speaker, and they had their like player 1, player 2, player 3 thing over their head. And I really love when cosplayers do that, like they incorporate HUD elements. Like when people cosplay as Sims and they put the little diamond over their head. I don't know, it's a very simple cosplay, but I think I really like it a lot for that reason. I found some cool art. I have trouble picking art at conventions because there's just so much good stuff. Well, okay, not all of it is like my kind of style, because a lot of art is, you know, that sort of like VTuber, Genshin Impact, like very anime style character prints. And a lot of art at conventions does happen to be character art. And like character art really is not my thing most of the time. I mean, I have bought character art before. I think I bought a Sora and a Sephiroth from a convention I went to once. I think that was Fan Expo. Because I played them in Smash. But if it's not in like an eye-catching style, like a particular style, I don't really care for it all that much. It's a personal thing. What I like to do is, what I like to buy is like more abstract stuff and original pieces. I like original pieces. Like I like to buy art that's not based off of a franchise or an existing character. I like landscapes, you know, abstract pieces.
These guys are too strong.
And so that kind of helps narrow it down a lot for me, because like I'm not considering every single thing I see at the convention as something I might pick up, because there's a sort of narrow category of art that I'm looking for. But even then, there always ends up being like 5 or 6 booths that really catch my eye. I have to deliberate, like, okay, which ones do I want to buy from?
All right.
And I have to bookmark them in my head, and I inevitably end up like losing track.
Not done yet.
And you know, I'm not made of money, so I can't just buy everything that I like. And even if I did have that kind of money, I'm not the kind of person to impulse buy. I have to see all of my options first before I buy anything. So like the first 2 days was me just looking at things, and then the second day, or then the third day, I actually purchased stuff.
We'll just have to pretend like we belong here.
But I ended up getting some nice, I got a really nice, like, ocean landscape. Like this big, sprawling, like 80% of it is composed of the sky, and then like the ocean, and there's like a little boat. It's really nice. I really like ocean landscapes a lot. And then I also got like some jellyfish. Because I like jellyfish. Fun fact, jellyfish, crabs, those are my favorite animals. Very epic creatures. $75. That's 2 ranks. Hemion Bellerioth. Get dunked on. Magros Mizar. Get dunked on. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think all in all, I ended up spending like only like around like 200 bucks. Like for everything. Everything I spent money on that entire 4-week trip. That includes food, hotel, or like my half of the food, my half of the hotel, everything I bought at the convention, gas. Maybe it's like a little over 200, but I'd say that's a pretty good budget for a 4-day convention. I'm a rather fickle person when it comes to my money. I don't like to spend it willy-nilly, even if I have it, you know, because I don't mean to boast or anything, but I'm well off enough that I could spend like I could probably spend like 500 bucks at a convention and be fine. But I just don't like spending money just to spend it, you know. I want to make sure that what I'm buying is like good, you know, good stuff that I'll appreciate.
I can't lose now. Give me a break. These guys are...
Like, you know, and that I'm getting a good value too, because there was a really good print there. It was on this really nice, like, slim vertical rectangular canvas, and
I needed that.
I really wanted it because it would have been really nice on my wall, but it was 50 bucks. Which, it was really good art, but I don't know if it was $50, you know. I'm not comfortable with the idea of dropping a 50 on a piece of art, you know. That's just too rich for my blood, as they say.
We're gonna have trouble getting through here.
But that's not everybody, because our friend who cosplayed as Millennia, our Millennia friend, he had no qualms. He spent like 2,000 bucks at the convention, mostly on lightsabers, because lightsabers are very not cheap. I think he got like 3 of them that weekend. It was insane. He was like, yeah, I think I'll just get another lightsaber. I feel like getting another one. Like, oh my gosh. You're making my wallet cry. But aside from art and getting and seeing cool cosplay, another thing that I really like to do is pick up business cards. I love collecting business cards from all the vendors and all the artists, because I think business cards are essentially little pieces of free art, you know. I wish I had some way to display them all, but I have so many that, like, it would be impractical. I'm thinking about asking for a Rolodex, actually, for Christmas, just to organize them all. just here to restock. Here's the chance of unconscious. Yeah. Lubricant. Are there full heals here? How many of these do I have? 70. Get some of these. How many of these do I want? Get like 40 of these. 40 tri-heals. I barely use these, so like fatigue should be fine. Resurrections. Resurrections. Get some divine healings, why not? Okay. But yeah, I think one of these days I want to go through all of my business cards that I've collected from, like, I think I've gone to like 4 conventions by now, and I've done this at every one of them. I think maybe at some point it'd be fun to do like a business card review stream, or like a business card tier list stream. I don't know how I do that though, like practically. I need a better webcam, because my current webcam does not have very high fidelity. Well, oh, I mean, look at that. You can see it looks, for some reason it looks worse farther away. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about doing that. I talked to you already. Oh, this is the weapon shop, right? Yes. Is that the one I have? Or I have equipped? I guess I'll just keep these for now. Synth those. The Mercy Sprites and the Lamia's Fangs, I could synth those together. That's mastered. Metal Breaker and Rising Soul. Callisto is almost there. Restocked.
We've got to stop Gale.
Oh, what else? What else? Is there anything else of note from the con that happened? I can't... Oh, well, I'll say this. We did get to go to a couple of panels. But both of them were like, kind of, I guess the kids would say mid. I think that's what the kids would say nowadays, that it was mid. The first one we went to was, I guess it was some sort of podcast that we never heard of before. Which, like, I guess the title of the panel was the title of the podcast, but we'd never heard of them before, so we thought it was just like a title, you know? Am I loud enough? But we get there, and it's basically talking about how, you know, the media that we enjoy is for us, the fans, and that's what it was supposed to be about. Like, you know, understanding that, you know, you should like what you want to like and enjoy what you want to enjoy without, you know, feeling you have to conform to anybody's opinion or anything like that, you know. And that what you and that
our modesty.
The media that we enjoy is made for us and not like anybody else, right? That was kind of the idea. It was supposed we thought it was supposed to be sort of like an uplifting, like sort of motivational kind of panel. Like, yeah, don't forget that you matter, and like what you like is what you like, and you shouldn't let anybody stop you from enjoying that, right? That's what we expected, but it turned out being like, I don't know, it turned into a political rant somehow. Like, they were like, yeah, we can't show booby
Looks like they picked up
in
the wrong
movies
group.
anymore. You know, their talking points were more nuanced than that. It was basically talking about like,
Get away with this.
oh, SJWs, they're ruining the media by like censoring things and blah blah blah. And the panel went off the rails, and people in the audience were being disorderly. And there was no structure to it at all, you know. It ended up just being like annoying to listen to, which is a shame, because it was one of the only like proper panels we went to see.
Not good.
The second one that we went to was the cosplay contest, because I like cosplay, and my friend likes cosplay, and no one else in the party seemed to be interested in going to the cosplay contest, but us two. But we wanted to see it, so we went anyway.
This route, bad choice.
So we went to the costume contest because I like cosplay, and I always go to the costume contests, or cosplay contests rather, because I want to see what the best of the best is, you know? You think they have like really great stuff there, and we file in, or we walk up to the 3rd floor where it's being held. That's where the stage was. It was on the same stage where all the K-pop was. And we get up there, and the line looks really long, and we're like, man, this extends to the other end of this giant convention center hallway. That's pretty long. Oh well, glad we got here 30 minutes early, right? So we make our way to the back of the line, and we realize, oh, the line turned the corner. Okay, well, I guess we'll go to the end of this hallway too. And then it turned another corner, and then another, and then another, and the line just kept going and going.
Can't lose now.
By the time we were getting to the end of the line, the doors started to open. And by the time we made our fourth turn into the fourth hallway, we were like, listen, will they notice if we just slip in line right here? I mean, come on. So that's why we just slipped into line inconspicuously. You know, follow the flow. And we get into the room, or the arena, I guess. And it is huge. This is the biggest crowd I've ever seen for a cosplay contest in my life. It's a proper, like, stadium, right? There are 2 sets of bleachers being filled up as we walk in. So we take our seat and we're ready to go. And the cosplay contest starts, and it's just not, it's not great. It's not great. All right, I'll be honest, it wasn't very good. The cosplays that were in weren't bad. They weren't bad cosplays. They just didn't seem like contest level, you know? Like, you go to a cosplay contest and you expect to see like above average, you know, like really stellar looking stuff. But even the master category in this contest was like, all right, I mean, it's pretty good, but like I'm not blown away or anything. And now maybe this was because we were really high up in bleachers and we couldn't see them clearly. I mean, there was a screen that we could watch, but you know, it's not the same. But it was just, I don't know, it was disappointing. I didn't really see anything that really stood out to me that was like, wow, that has to win, you know? Like, wow, that's insane, that's impressive. I've never seen anything like that before.
Let's go.
And it wasn't very, and again, it wasn't very well organized. Like I could barely understand what the MC was saying. I think that had to do with the acoustics of the room, which weren't befitting for this, apparently. And they let the contestants like go up there for a really long time. Like one group, there's a group of 3 women who cosplayed as,
so many beasts here.
What did they do? I don't remember what their cosplay was. They were from some sort of anime. What are they? It's like right there. I don't remember. But they ended up doing like a full like dance routine to a 3-minute long song. And we were like, wow. They really let them just do an entire dance routine up there on stage. It's incredible. And which is, you know, not a problem, but they also you know, because it's an anime convention, so people like their anime openings, and a lot of the music that was used for the contestants were their respective anime openings for whatever, you know, franchise they were representing.
War is about winning.
And it being an anime convention, people would sing along to the songs.
That's totally
And then when it would stop, when the contestant inevitably went off the stage, everybody'd be like, "Oh no, we were singing the song." And then the MC was like, "Hey, put that song back. We gotta sing the song now."
What the heck is going on?
Then I was like, oh, come on, really? We're holding it up for this?
Let's go.
And they actually did it. They like put the song back up on the screen with no contestant on the stage, by the way. There's nobody there. It just became like an anime opening sing-along at that point. And they played through the full song. And like, I'd say only 10% of the room was actually singing along to it. And they did this multiple times for multiple songs. And it just drug it out for far longer than it had to. Kind of annoying. So yeah, unfortunately the panels were not the highlight of that convention. And you know,
Pity for those who obstruct me.
I don't think panels have ever been the highlight of a convention I've went to. Well, PAX was
keep this
really
up.
good.
This is
I
the
really
best
liked
approach.
PAX. They had some cool stuff at PAX, but most of the time convention panels are like hit or miss. Because most of the time the panels are community sourced, right? You can submit your own panel to present for everybody, which is great. You know, get the community involved. But that inevitably means that there's going to be some stinkers in there, right?
We've got to
And
stop
I think
Gale.
most of these were just not well
Think I'm
vetted.
gonna go easy?
If there's a vetting process. So, yeah, and apparently this was consistent across the entire convention, or like the entire weekend. Because there was people on Twitter the whole weekend, like dunking on all of the panels. For instance, the aforementioned the aforementioned K-pop panel, or the K-pop concert, went horribly. They only performed for like half their set. They started late. I mean, I wasn't there myself. I just heard this secondhand. It was like, man, that sucks. Yeah, apparently Anime Matsuri has a history of problems like that. I mean, I don't know about any of that. Again, I just hear this from my friends who are more in the trenches for that kind of stuff. But, you know, that's a shame. It was a fun time, though, overall.
Those guys were no challenge at all.
I don't think there was any problems leaving. Like, you know, we just checked out of the hotel and
We can
left.
get through this.
We had a good time. Actually, you know what? When we were coming back to the hotel on the third night, I dropped my pass somewhere along the way, coming back to the hotel room, which is really unfortunate because I like to keep my pass as a memento for all the cons I go to. And I couldn't find it
I
on the
can't
street
guarantee
anywhere.
the two of you will come back alive. You
Actually,
best be
funny
prepared.
anecdote. After I noticed it when we got back to the hotel lobby, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and check the last few corners we took to see if it's there on the ground or whatever." And I go outside, and I take a cursory glance, and you know, it should be obvious that it's a very colorful convention pass. And I turn the corner and there's a group of guys coming down here, and I'm in my Richter cosplay because we just got back from the convention, obviously. And one of the guys in the group is like, "Yo, look at this dude. He's dressed as Ryu, dude. Look at this guy. He's Ryu."
For those who have struck me.
And I don't turn back and respond to them or anything. But I'm like, that's funny. I kind of do look like Ryu a little bit, because I got like the headband on, and I guess my tunic kind of looks like a gi, a little bit. So I kind of just laugh it off. I don't know if they meant to be like rude or anything, or if they were trying to be like snide or whatever. I thought it was funny though. But yeah, the fourth day, we ended up doing like a sort of pass-off maneuver where the group would go in without me, and then one of them would give a pass to another one of the guys, and they'd come out and give me the second pass, and then I'd borrow it for just as long as I need to go in.
Those guys were no challenge at all.
In case they checked, so I could like go in undetected, you know? Call it the Houston handoff, TM.
You stick out like sore thumbs.
And it didn't cause any problems. I moved about just fine. Well, that's also because like security isn't very good at Enemy Matsuri. You could probably get past half the time without a pass, because half the time there aren't people there checking, and when they are there, they can't check all of you, right? They just let you flood through into the exhibition hall or whatever. There's no formal weapons check or anything like that either. So, yeah.
We've got to stop Gale.
So we ended up leaving on the fourth day without my pass, which was a real shame. Really wish I could have kept it, or I could have found it, but c'est la vie, you know, these things happen. It was my fault, really. I didn't keep it on my lanyard. I kept it like tucked in my belt of my costume, because I didn't want the lanyard sort of breaking up the costume, because I thought it, you know, it didn't look good with the costume on, which is a silly thing to care about. But yeah, I wanted to keep the aesthetic. And I paid the price, I guess. This is what you get when you care about aesthetics.
Battle is a matter of
It's
luck.
funny too,
We
because
must
like
retain our modesty.
there's only one person that ever came up to me and asked for a picture.
Why are there so many
Like, hey, you're
beasts
Richter,
here?
right? Can I get a picture? I'm like, sure. And it's sad because like I never get asked to take pictures because the costumes I wear nobody recognizes. I went as Vaughn last convention and one day this convention, and nobody knew who that was. And I went as Richter this time, and you know, you'd think more people would care about Richter, but well, not that they don't care,
Let's
but
get this
you know,
over with.
it's not like I have the most impressive costume or anything. The point is, I'm not prepared for people to ask for pictures. So when somebody actually did ask for one, I didn't know what pose to do. So I ended up doing like this weird, awkward in-between pose of him like holding up the whip and like him holding the fist. And it probably looked really strange. Probably came out looking kind of strange. But that's fine. You know, it's one of those things you look back and laugh at. Although, I think there were like 4 people that came up and said like, hey, you're Richter, right? Nice costume. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, that made me feel good. I'm like, thanks. Thank you. Thanks for noticing.
That's how you get it done.
You know? And I try not to care about it too much, but you know, you like when people notice your work.
Nothing but tough guys, huh?
You know, and not to get on like a soapbox or anything, but I'm not gonna lie when I say it is kind of annoying when people who have costumes that are like pre-built or bought end up getting more praise than those who made their costumes by hand. Because you know they didn't put as much work in as. You can do that, bro. I didn't know you could jump up here. Oh. Well, I guess I know how to get up there now.
Gale, I can't let him get away with this.
But yeah, I mean, it's annoying when people who didn't work as hard get more attention, right? That's just a natural thing. But the reason is, like, pre-built costumes usually, on average, look better than a homemade one. You know, I mean, at least at my level. So it makes sense, but it's just it's a little annoying. I can't lie. But there were some people that I know appreciated it, so that's good enough for me.
Ha! Looks like they picked on the wrong crew.
Yeah, I did not realize until just now that you could just jump up here. I feel a little silly. So now we can actually explore all the map. Hooray!
Beasts and Morartis. Mine has got it rough. Let's go.
So I guess that would be all of everything at the convention that's worth mentioning. I've said that 3 times and I don't think anything else. Well, I really do think that's it. I don't think there's anything else that I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. Well, I do know why I'm telling you all this, so I got something to talk about while I grind XP. But, again, is there anybody even here? I don't know. Am I speaking into the void? Does it matter? Maybe not. Maybe I just like hearing myself talk. I don't know. You gotta like your own voice a little bit to be a streamer, right? You gotta have a little bit of, you gotta have just a slight bit of narcissism, I think, to be a streamer, maybe.
We're gonna have trouble getting
Sorry,
through here.
nothing.
We have the willpower. We can get through this.
And the drive home was fine too. Actually, we went and got ramen afterwards. That was nice.
Let's go.
Had dinner at a ramen place. I always like myself some authentic, real ramen as opposed to like Maruchan stovetop ramen. I tried a black garlic pork ramen.
Battle is a
This
matter
time
of
around.
luck.
It was
We
pretty
must
nice.
retain our modesty.
I think from now on though I'll go with like the default ramen. I don't know what you call it. Can buy diamonds? Yes, give me diamonds. give me all of your jewels. Toady, eat it to raise your weapon parameters. How many of these can I buy? 14,000? Let's buy one. I don't even know how it works. Where's the crystal? Where did I put it? Why can't you eat this? Maybe I have to choose a weapon first. Yeah, there we go. So I can combine it with a weapon to make it stronger.
Voila!
I think that all that means is that it raises that. Oh, you know what? That's probably, you know what it does? Probably helps us like level it up faster, right? Yeah, you know what? I'll buy your crystals. I'll buy your crystals, Magic Man. Probably wasted that first one, but whatever.
This is when we have to stay cool.
Yeah, so we had ramen, then we left. We had a good time.
I wonder how far we've gotten.
It was a little difficult returning to work after that, though. It was like I was just, you know, chilling, having a good time at a convention, and then I had to go back to work.
I'll take you on.
And also, I have a college application I need to be filling out. I do have time, but you know how those things go. It always catches up to you faster than you expect. So you need to get it done as quickly as you can. My deadline is in November. So I do have, what was it, August? I have like 3 months to get it done. But I think I'm gonna be working on that this weekend. I did all the hard parts, like filling out all of, like my job information, like tell us the exact date you started every internship and summer activity that you participated in high school, and every club that you were in, and every award that you received. It's like, who has this on hand? So that was a little, that was a task, getting all that information. But I've done all that. The hard part is over as far as I'm concerned. Now all I have to do is, like, essay or writing. I have to do some written portions and, write up a short essay. I don't think it can be any longer than like 400 characters. So yeah, I can knock out a 400. 400 words, not characters. I can knock out a 400 word essay like really easily. I just have to sit down and do it, you know. So I think I want to do that this weekend. I've had to take
I'll take you on.
some more naps recently, just because I need to catch up on some sleep debt, I think, from the convention weekend. But I feel all right now. I think I've gotten reacclimated to my normal routine again.
I have no pity for those who obstruct
Oh,
me.
good news. For those who are following this, I mentioned before
We can get through this.
that I had done a commission for an indie game visual novel, and I was worried that the project was no longer in development. I hadn't heard from the director in a while, but it turns out that she was just slowing down due to like life stressors,
That's the end of that.
which is fine, you know. So she's actually expecting
Gale.
to
I can't let him get away with this.
put that out sometime in September. Or that's at least when she's expecting
Let's get this over
to
with.
have it finished. So I'm excited to know that that's actually still happening, and I'll be excited when I can finally announce what exactly it is, so y'all can enjoy and hear my music in an official video game product. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, saying it out loud, I haven't realized how cool it is. I've always wanted to work on a video game, and now I have. In
Battle
some
is a
form.
matter of luck. We must retain our modesty.
How did I miss this? What? Wow, I actually missed that chest. That's crazy. So that's good news. I think I said this earlier as well, but I've been enjoying Multiversus lately, and I've been trying out some other new platform fighters that I haven't played before. Because like I realized, hey, I actually can like platform fighters that aren't Smash. So let's try some more. So I found this really long list. I found this comprehensive list of platform fighters on Reddit. And I downloaded a couple of the free ones that were on Steam. Namely, I think they were called Slayers for Hire and Rushdown Revolt.
I can't guarantee the two of you will come back alive. You'd best be prepared.
Rushdown Revolt is pretty good. I like Rushdown Revolt a lot. At least the little that I played. They require you to play against, not just play against, but to beat 5 bot matches before you can play online. Which I think is a good system. It's I don't know how people feel about that kind of system in general, where like you can't play online until you've reached a certain level or until you've beaten enough bots or whatever. But I think it's a good way to make sure that players are at a base level competency at the game, so that they don't get like completely steamrolled. They feel like, you know, they're actually prepared. I appreciate that.
We'll just have to pretend like we belong.
And it guarantees that you know when you're playing online that your opponents have that baseline competency as well.
Let's get this over with fast.
You think I'm gonna go easy?
So I like Rushdown Revolt. It's a great tutorial too. It's like, I think it's the first 3 levels of the story mode.
That's the end
They
of that.
they make that double as the tutorial, which is neat. It's cool that it has a story mode at all as well.
We're just gonna have
It's like
to
a
repay the
platforming
favor.
sort of
Here they come.
Subspace Emissary style deal. But the game is pretty cool. I like it a lot. The training mode doesn't let you play against like just stationary bots though, which is annoying. I would like that to be just I'd expect that to be a stock feature. But any bots that you play against have to have some CPU level set.
Ha! Looks like they picked on the
And if
wrong
you go to
crew.
training, you're just by yourself. Maybe I haven't figured out how to set it up properly. Like, it's also a possibility.
We gotta
And I
get to
haven't
it
played it
now.
online
We can
yet,
deal with the rest later.
but it feels pretty good to play. It looks great. It used to be a game called Icons,
Here they come.
Can't lose now.
which reportedly was a pretty bad game at launch.
I'm losing it.
But I think the story is that it was originally called Icons, and then it tanked, and then another company, like another independent publisher, bought the rights to it, and they remade it, or they made a successor to it called Rushdown Revolt, the game that I played, and they actually cleaned it up, made it good,
No pity
which is
for
pretty
those who
cool, and it's free to
obstruct me.
play. So, you know, it's hard to complain about the price of admission
We're gonna
when
have
there is no
trouble
price
getting
of
through
admission.
here.
And for what I played so far, I like it. And then Slayers for Hire is, and I think they're both in early access, but Slayers for Hire is definitely earlier in access. It's also free, but it only has half the roster right now. Has like a couple of stages. The characters that are in the game currently are pretty creative. But, I don't know, it feels a little stiff. It feels a little hard to move around. Maybe I'm just used to... Because I've played a lot of platform fighters lately, right? So maybe I'm just not used to the movement. But it feels like, it's hard to get momentum going. I don't know.
Gale,
I haven't played it
I never
online
thought I'd
either,
be ending it like this with
but
you.
I like it too. I think it's fun. There's a character who spawns a cannon on the ground as their down smash slash down
Isn't it
special.
stuffy in here? Let's go.
Works a little differently in that game.
Here they come.
You have normal attacks and you have strong attacks. The strong attacks on the ground act as like smash attacks, and in the air strong attacks are like special moves. That's how they describe it.
I have no pity for those who obstruct me.
So, what's her name? The spy's down smash is she spawns a cannon, and then when you press down smash again, she shoots the cannon. And that's just great. She's very wacky. She rides like a ballistic missile as her forward air. It's great. Has a nice sense of humor.
Here they come.
Although I don't know if it is
You think I'm gonna go
being
easy?
worked on right now, because I looked at the roadmap that they posted on the Steam updates page, and it said that there was supposed to be stuff by 2021 that isn't the game yet. So that's a little worrying. I don't know what the history of that is. Maybe there's some stuff going on that I don't understand. Like some nuances of the development that I haven't followed yet. So.
No big deal.
But for what's there, I like it, and it's free. Although maybe it going free to play is a bad omen as well, because it is common for a game that has dipped in support to go free to play because
And you call that a battle?
maybe that's their last shot at getting a player base. But I hope that's not true, because I think it has a lot of potential.
Power. We can get through this.
Because right now, Slaves for Hire is a good game. I'd recommend it. Again, I haven't played it online yet, so I don't know what the player base looks like. I haven't checked Steam charts or anything like that either. But a small player base has never deterred me before.
That's how you get it done.
If the game is good enough. Lethal League Blaze is also a really good, I guess, pseudo platform fighter. It has a relatively small player base, but it has an active one. And I have fun with that online. Even though the skill level on average is way higher than I am.
Think I'm gonna go easy?
Here they come.
I guess it really depends on that point if it has a good ranking system, right? Because even if the player base is smaller, if it has a good ranking system to sort you all out in a reasonable way,
Can't lose now.
then theoretically it shouldn't be a problem, playing fair matches.
Deego.
So I look forward to actually trying those online soon. Maybe I'll do that tonight after the stream. Actually play some online matches. I might even be able to convince my other friends to play them with me because they're free. And
You all right?
they're still riding on the hype of Multiversus a little bit, and they enjoy that game. So maybe I can convince them to play some other platform fighters with me. I mean, they like Smash as well. It's just that
Not good.
most of my friends don't own Smash for themselves.
All right.
Or have a Nintendo Switch. And if they do have a Nintendo Switch, they don't own Smash. Or Nintendo Online. Which, by the way, unrelated, I don't think that Nintendo Online is all that bad. It's never been that bad for me. I have, pretty good internet myself. So I guess I've never experienced the horrors of laggy Samus or whatever, but I guess
Looks like they picked on the wrong
most
fruit.
people I run into on online Smash, they don't have a bad connection, so it's never been a problem for me.
We're gonna have trouble getting through here.
Okay. So, we've done some grinding. We've leveled up about 4 levels, I think. I don't know how much that helps, but we'll see, because now I want to attempt the boss again. Now this boss has 2 phases. The first phase is a big robot fight. That's the easy part. Well, the second phase is is a one-on-one with Deego versus Gale, which is the hard part. The part that I dread. It is truly the Dark Souls
I never thought I'd be anything like this with you.
of Rogue Galaxy. Okay, let's try it.
Gale!
I'm going to skip this. Sorry, I've already seen it like 4 times.
Gale, wake up!
I already know how this goes. We need to destroy the arms first.
Go for its arms!
Actually use some abilities. Top dog. Yeah, get the buffs up. Yeah, baby. Look at that damage, my guy. No! Come back!
I needed that.
All right.
Need dagger slash.
Here goes. Deego.
This arm. The saw blade arm is the scary one.
Deego.
Ha! He's so fierce.
Deego.
Hello, what's a buzz? Welcome to the stream. Yes, I still have not beaten it. I just got here actually. This is the first attempt tonight. Because I've been grinding the rest of the time.
Deego.
Hopefully,
Deego.
hopefully my grinding will have made a difference, but I'm not entirely convinced that it will.
I needed that. Deego!
Deego. Deego.
It's so annoying. I have to do the easy. I have to do this before I get to the actual good part or bad part, I guess.
Deego!
is like a bad Dark Souls boss.
Deego!
Okay, here we go. We're almost there. Remember when we thought this was the whole boss? I like that time. I like that version of myself that believed that this was the win right here. No, I don't remember what the patterns were. I figured out the patterns.
Gale.
Okay. Here we go. Now, what we need to do is heal up. Really? Can I use Bone Shield and Top Dog at the same time? So, let's see. My defense is 177 now. And the effect is still active, obviously. So let me try Bone Shield again. It's still 177. Okay, so it doesn't stack. That's good to know. Okay, so Bone Shield doesn't last long enough to be worth it. So let's do Top Dog. So I think what we figured out last time was that the only safe time to attack him is after that 6.
Let me make the pain
Or
go
when he
away.
reloads. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me make the pain go away.
Now, I theoretically could just shoot him to death because my gun has infinite reloads. But that would not be fun for any of us.
I'll rip you apart. I'll rip you apart.
I need to heal.
Let me make the pain go away. I'll rip you apart. Let me make the pain
Okay,
go away.
so which will last longer, healing potions or his health bar? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think I have enough healing potions, though. I think I have enough healing. Hopefully. That would be really sad if I didn't. But so the reliable times to hit him are after his 6 shots, because he has to reload, and after he jumps back. I think those are our prime openings. Any other opening is too risky.
Let me make the pain go away.
I do have to make these potions last, though. Not even hitting him.
Let me make the pain go away.
Oh, yeah, see. I got too greedy, dude. It's so stupid. It's so bad. This boss sucks balls. Is this how it's supposed to... Hold on. I'm gonna check a guide and see if maybe there's like an item that I'm supposed to be using. Because this doesn't seem right. This just doesn't feel like this is how it's supposed to be designed. I don't care if this is copium. Like, this is just ridiculous. Let's see. Okay. So, according to some guys I found, that I'm literally fighting it how you're supposed to fight him. This is how you're supposed to do the fight. It did say that if you unlocked an ability he has, like if you can unlock his Wonder Howl, his like AoE attack, then it makes the fight a lot easier because you can hit him from anywhere, and apparently he does a lot of damage. But copium, yeah, copium is internet slang for excuses you make when you're doing badly. Like, oh, you're saying that the boss is hard just because the designers didn't know what they were doing? That's copium. I guess you could also call it Johns. You know, no Johns. They call it copium because you're trying to cope with your terrible gameplay. So let's see what we need for Wonder Howl, because I'd like to have that. According to the guide, the items required for it drop in town somewhere, or at least some commenter on GameFAQs said that it drops in town. I'm apparently not alone on the internet. Saying that this boss sucks balls. I cannot play as Kinessa. That is not an option. I don't know if that would really help either. What do I need for Wonder Howl? I need a sock. Where am I supposed to get a sock from? Jungle Sky. I can't play as Jungle Sky. I can only play as Dog. I can only be Dog. Okay, well, you know what that means, chat. We're grinding for socks, baby. Let's go. Where would be the best place to farm for socks? If I was looking for socks in the back alleys of a mining city, where would I look? Where would all the socks be? Near the bar, definitely. I think they would be near the bar somewhere. This is my new strat. You know, this is like when I played Devil May Cry 3 and I got to the final boss. I could not beat the final boss.
The mines are dangerous. Go
I have
prepare.
not beaten Devil May Cry 3 to this very day. And I considered just going back and grinding for like angel stars, which are essentially like screen wipe AoE items. Because apparently if you buy enough angel stars, you can just spam them on the final boss in DMC and win. This is kind of the same idea. Just grind up for the items you need to get your screen clearing AoE. And then just spam it and win. Have you ever noticed the dog's PP armor? Yes, I have. That's called a cod piece. That's the official name for that piece of armor.
Mine has got it rough.
Not sure why he needs it. I don't know if that's standard issue.
Let's go.
Kind of bothers me a little, but that's okay.
Let's go.
What am I doing? Prepare your break shots.
Here they come.
Okay, barrier broken. PP armor.
I have no pity for those who obstruct me.
I mean, I guess it makes sense that the jellies aren't gonna drop
I never
socks.
thought I'd be ending it like this with you.
Oh, hey, what's up, us? I don't know if you were here when I mentioned this, but,
Let's get this
the
over
game
with
I was
fast.
working on, or the game that I made music for, is apparently still in development. It has not been canceled. They're planning on releasing
You think I'm gonna go
it
easy?
sometime in September. So, that's good. It's good to hear. I just figured I'd fill you in. It highlights the importance of actually waiting.
Ha! Looks like they picked on the wrong
We
crew.
won? Can't push back the release date again? I hope not. We'll see.
The mines are dangerous. Go prepared.
This better not be all jelly men. I'm gonna be pissed.
I hope Angela perks up a little.
Alright, we got crows, baby.
Here they come. We're not done yet.
Oh crap, I just remembered. We got our new bug and we didn't name him. Alright, what's up, us? After this fight, I'm gonna name our new roly-poly bug. Come up with a name.
That's the end of that.
He's adorable, you're gonna love him. Actually, it's a she. You're gonna love her. Look at her go. Look, it's a gum roller. Default name, Mint. Booba? Come on. Come on. Really? I suppose you are the one that I asked. Ara. Is it because it's a woman? Because it's a ladybug? Ar. We already have a Rimuru. I'll go with Ara. There you go. Rimuru Jr. There's Rimuru right there. And Ara. Hambone, we didn't name Hambone either. Hambone needs a proper name. This is like a filler name. What do you want? Name this wormy boy. This is a man. This is a boy worm. Any ideas, chat? Any ideas? Kirito? Who's Kirito? I think I asked this last time. That's a Fate character, right? Or Sword Art Online character. Sorry, I'm already going with Kirito. The next one we pick up will be an Astolfo. Let's see. I fed you rubies last time. Will you like lapis lazuli? Oh, his HP went up. Okay. So rubies increase strength. Lapis increases HP. What do you think diamonds do? Defense. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Because hard as diamond, right? Moistens your mouth with one lick. 80% alcohol. There's meat in here too. You can have a ruby. They're eating good tonight. I think the ladybugs are medics, so I don't know why I'm giving them so much strength. Maybe I should not do that from now on. But...
Gale, I never thought I'd be ending it like this with you.
We just need one sock. We really only need one sock. Please.
All this running reminds me of military drills. Let's go.
Vanessa also voiced Kinsey from Saints Row. That would be information. That information would affect me if I knew who Kinsey from Saints Row was. I do not, however. I've not played Saints Row. You gotta be kidding.
War is about winning.
Sock? No sock. Alright, place your bets, chat. Can we get a sock in the next 30 minutes? We do need a sock, right?
I hope Angela perks up a little.
Beat all enemies in 15 seconds.
Let's go.
Yo, zombies definitely gotta have socks on them, right?
I can handle it.
Deego! Here goes!
And the ADR loot group from Megamind?
Looks like they've picked on the wrong crew.
Loop group.
Gale, I can't let him get away with this.
ADR loop. Who is that? Like the antagonist of Megamind? Who is that?
What we need now is unity.
Beat all enemies in 20 seconds.
Let's get this over with fast.
You think I'm gonna go easy?
That's the end of that.
At least we're getting a lot of hunter coins out of this. A relaxing aroma, not what I wanted.
That's totally unforgivable.
This is what we've been reduced to. The thumbnail of this video is just gonna be like a meat grinder with a sock coming out of it.
All this running reminds me of military drills. Let's go.
Let's go.
Deego!
Those guys were no challenge at all.
What branch of the military do you think Deego is in? Lady the Lake from Shrek?
Let's hurry.
That would only
Gale
be
is in the
appropriate
mine.
if you find the sock. Right, yeah. Hopefully we do. You know what? I just took some rando on GameFAQs from 11 years ago at their word. Maybe I should actually, like, look this up. Do you think Rogue Galaxy has a wiki? I mean, Oaklos doesn't have a wiki. Find on page. Sock. Captain's Sock, a sock with a pungent odor. So this drops from dancing dolls, evil monkeys, death crows, dust boxes, dark Kongs, and jig dolls. I think the only thing that's... I think the only one of those enemies that spawns here on this planet is death crows and dust boxes. But dust boxes are like mimics, I think. Of all the... Wait, what? That's not what they look like. Unless... Yeah, we fought death crows, right? Death Crow. Yeah. It has a... Chat, it has a 4% chance of dropping from a Death Crow. That sucks a lot. Oh, okay. Well, that's what they call it a grind for, I guess. 4%. They come in groups of 4 most of the time, so I guess that'd be like... Well, I haven't done statistics in a while, so I don't know. I'm just gonna keep this on. If you have 4 enemies that each have a 4% chance to drop an item,
Like that?
then what is the total chance, like, from the entire encounter?
Faster.
I knew we were gonna win.
Because you don't just add the percentages together. You have to, like, multiply them.
We gotta catch up
In
with
a-
Gale.
in a certain
we can
way.
deal with the rest later.
Because it'd be... Well, no. If you multiplied 4 times 100, If you multiply 4% by 4% by 4% by 4%, then that would be the chance that all 4 of them drop 1, which is what we don't need. We need the chance that one of them will drop it for us.
I'll take you on.
Let's go.
So I guess maybe do just add it up, right? Because that has a 4% chance. This guy has a 4% chance. So 16% chance. If my amateurish,
That's how you get it done.
if my amateur statistics work is right, better than 3. Yeah,
The mines
it
are
is.
dangerous. Go prepared.
It is better than 3%. I'll give you that. Could be 5 though. Could be 5%. Oh, will I die?
This
I
isn't
will.
good.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I checked. I haven't saved in a while. Ooh, 5.
Let's go.
It knows what I want. It knows what I need.
Let's keep this up.
Thankfully, these things are easy to kill. Please, please give me a
I
sock.
knew we were gonna win.
Dang it. I think we can do it in the next
I
15
can't let him
minutes.
get away with this.
This is what we've really been
What the
reduced to.
heck is going on?
I don't even know if this move is going to be that good. I guess it's better than anything else we could ask for,
Here they come.
because like it requires 0 engagement on our part. We can just be on the other side of the map and hit them from anywhere. We just need to have enough AP in order to like sustain it.
Everyone okay?
We'll get it eventually, I believe.
We gotta catch up with Gale. We can deal with the rest later.
I don't know how people do this for fun, though. Like, I know I've had this discussion multiple times. I've had this discussion multiple times with friends off stream before, but like,
Come on, let's
how do
hurry.
people just enjoy sitting down and being like, all right, today I'm going to grind for 5 hours. This is my preferred gaming experience for the day. Like, I don't understand. Like, well, I kind of understand. I can sort of see the appeal of like, you know, just turning your brain off and doing something mindless.
I have no pity for those who obstruct
But
me.
it's just not like fun. Like, I'd rather play the video game than grind. In any case,
This isn't
you
good.
know. But this is what a BS boss does to you. I'm gonna save the game. Wait. Alright, how many ranks? How many ranks? How many ranks? Oh my gosh! 6 ranks, dude? Let's go. Alright, Clarity Elements, Tron Burn, Domingo Controv, Crimson Lake, Kira Dill Bell, and Cirrus Frood. You're all frauds. Get dunked on. Let's go. completionism? I guess so. If you do want to complete the game, this is probably what you have to do.
Gale, I can't let him get away with this.
Let's get this over with fast.
Thankfully, I'm not going for a completionist run. I'm not crazy enough to try to 100% a JRPG. No, sir. The only JRPG I got close to even considering 100%ing was... That train really got in the way. I was having a street brawl here. Anyway, the only JRPG I ever got close to considering 100%ing was Final Fantasy XII, because I love that game. But even then, I couldn't stomach doing everything. It was just too much.
That's totally unforgivable. You think I'm gonna go easy?
I'll take you on.
I don't think it does.
Faster. Like that.
That's how you get it done.
One of these days.
Don't fall behind, okay? This isn't good.
I've run out of things to talk about, unfortunately. I thought there would be more going on by the time we got to the end of the stream.
Let's get this over with fast.
Let's go.
You know, I don't know if this is the first time I've ever done this
About winning.
or not. Like, I've grinded before, but like grinding to get a specific item. I don't know if I've ever done that
Fool
before.
around.
Maybe in like, I don't know, maybe in like Borderlands 2 at some point, like yeah, like looking for a certain weapon. But I always remember like giving up, like after the
These similarities. Mine is
like
better.
third pull.
Let's get this over with fast.
It's just so boring.
You think I'm gonna go easy?
I mean, it's not like we're not making progress. We're still leveling up. Like we're getting experience and we're getting items. It's not the ones we want, right? So it's like, it's not like we're wasting time necessarily, because I mean it's still gonna help us in the long run. But
That was a cinch.
oop, wrong way. Don't go that way.
Don't fall behind, okay?
Is this what playing Pokemon feels like? I wouldn't know. I'm not a Pokemon, I'm not a poker man. Is this
Mines
what
are
it's like
dangerous.
walking through grass all day, trying to get the right Pokemon?
I'll
Death
take
Crow,
you on.
yes.
Let's get this over with fast.
You've made a wiki? I don't believe you. There is already a Rogue Galaxy wiki. So I don't know what you mean by that.
Jester.
Also, how could you make a wiki that fast?
I knew we were gonna
No, no, stop giving me relaxing aroma. Look up. I don't know why that made me so nervous. I was like, oh crap, is there something above me? I actually hesitated for a second. I don't know why. It's not like you'd actually know if there's something
Let's
above
go to
me.
the mine. Gale and the Great Tablet are there.
I appreciate the
right?
reminder though. The wiki. Look up Jag Cactus. I made a fandom? No, you did not. Helmet gold. Get dunked on. Hold on. Let me see this. What do you mean? Look up Jag look up Jag Cactus wiki? Jag Cactus wiki. I see my Instagram and TikTok showing up. What the hell is this? What is this? Toucan? Okay, for some reason, all my tweets, that have hashtag cosplay in them are on this, like, random Japanese website. That's really strange. I don't know what this is because I can't read anything on the website. There's a lot of anime stuff here. I guess maybe it's like an anime cosplay forum website. Weird. I'm popular with the Japanese. Yeah, I guess so. Fandom wiki. Fandom.com. Okay. So you're telling me just search Jag Cactus. There's nothing here. You lied. I can't believe you lied to me like this. I could have used that time grinding for socks. Just post the link, because I can't find it. If you're actually telling the truth, just post a link to it in chat. I don't mind. What do you say we do a couple more laps and then call it a day?
I hope Angela perks up a little.
Oh, Death Pros. This could be it. This could be it. sometimes I can still taste the sweet corn soda when I'm playing this game now. It'll always be associated with this game.
Those guys were no challenge at all.
The relaxing aroma is a 10% chance, by the way, of getting that.
What we need now is unity.
Here they come.
Let's go.
All right.
Faster.
That was a cinch.
Okay.
These
Let's
similarities.
do a couple more
Mine has got
laps.
it
Or
rough.
we'll do 2 more laps. This is lap 2. And then we'll do lap 3. And then we'll call it for the night. Because all good things come in threes.
Gale, I never thought I'd be ending it like this with you.
I'll take you on.
No need to waste any time.
That's the end of that.
All this running reminds me of military drills.
Okay, lap 3. Last chance for the night. Give me something good. Give me something good. Give me that Captain
This
Sock.
isn't good.
Death Crows.
Take
Yes,
you on.
please, come on.
Think I'm gonna go easy?
Come on, come on, come on. Show me the sock. No. That may have been our last chance.
The mines are dangerous. Go prepared.
Dang it. Oh well. It's always next stream. We're only getting stronger. But that's gonna be the stream for tonight, everybody. Go back to the title screen. So, thank you everybody for joining me today. I could not find the fandom page if it is real. I could not find it. I kind of doubt that it is real. This is your last chance to post a screenshot, though. Or a screenshot, a link, if you want. Link was auto-deleted? Oh. Really? Are you... Oh, whoa, that's not... You're not on your mod account. That's why. You're What's of Us, not Captain Masabas. I guess I could make you a mod. We're the same person, so... I mean, am I supposed to say that? Uh-oh. The secret's out. sent it in Discord. I swear if this is like a troll face, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed! Wow, there actually is a Jag Cactus wiki. There's nothing here, though. Welcome to the Jag Cactus wiki. Viewers and fans of Jag Cactus, remember to hydrate and collect all the ashtrays you see. It's like the template is still here, largely unchanged. But yeah, you're right. You actually made a wiki. Thanks, I guess. What photos are here? It says there are photos. Wiki content. Community. There's no pages. It's just like the little blurb. Well, that's nice. I didn't know you could just make one. I guess that's what the point is of fandom. You can just make your own wiki whenever you want. That's kind of neat. Thanks, What's a Bus? I'm famous now. I have my own wiki. I don't have a Discord, but I have a wiki, and that's way better. So that's pretty cool. If you make any more changes to that, let me know. Or if you need any information from the source, I can get you some stats. It should be a back end edit link, so you can edit it. Oh, cool. But I'll be editing it as well. Well, I suppose you need something to pass the time, right? But thank you. I appreciate that. There's nobody streaming right now. For me to raid. So I will just bid you guys adieu. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. We didn't get that sock today, but you know, we tried. We tried our best. We didn't actually make any forward progress in the story, but we did level up quite a bit. We did some grinding, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, by the way. Until then, I wish you all a good Friday. I hope you have a good Friday. I wish you all a good night, and I wish you all goodbye. See you next time.